If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate you guys hit that subscribe button. And also, I do have a few social medias you guys can go check me out on. I will leave the links to my Instagram and Twitter in the description. Feel free to follow me there, and even follow me, hit me up. I would greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, let's get right to the video. So today, obviously, we will be talking about the the Chicago Bulls, and this is a very interesting team to talk about because I had a lot of expectations, especially me personally, after they acquired Nikola Vucevic, a previous All-Star, or an All-Star this season actually, and just seeing how their season went. Obviously, that is not how they planned for it to go, but they're out of the playoffs right now. Especially, they won 31 out of 41 games with a 43 win percentage, and that's obviously not great. But I want to make the argument why this team potentially can have an amazing future. And with certain players might be leaving, I want to talk about players who I believe can have an amazing fit on his team. But first, I want to talk about Nikola. He is averaging 21 points on good efficiency. He is playing great. He is playing like an all-star, like he is. But I don't know what you can specifically point to on why this team has been struggling. And it seemed like for a minute they could make the playoffs, because I know that's all Bulls fans want. But the Bulls are known to be a legendary franchise who really have arguably the best player ever in Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, LeBron fans, don't fight me, please. But this team is kind of good to think about. And they are most likely going to lose their pick for this year's draft because they do owe it to the Magic. It is top 4 protected. So most likely they are going to lose that pick, and is going to convey to next season, which they probably don't want that, most likely, because they kind of need a player right now. But we can see what ends up being for next year's draft. But it is kind of hard to point to why they struggle this season and what can potentially come from the future of this team. And one player I want to talk about real quick is Lauri Markkanen. I know Bulls fans love to have a fun time with him, but he's averaging 13 points. And the main problem Bulls fans have with him is if he is not scoring, or basically just being a spot-up shooter, he's not doing much. And I don't blame fans for how they actually feel about him. And it is surprising because he is averaging the lowest amount of points in his career so far in his 4th season. But a lot of fans believe he's not going to be with the team next season. He is a free agent. We just have to see if the Bulls are going to bring him back. We can't listen to the fans or what they think, but yeah, this is going to be an interesting thing to look at. And another player I just want to talk about real quick is Coby White. I like him better than Lauri. I believe he can just score, play make, just do all the little point guard things you need for him. He is in his 2nd season. And for being in his 2nd season, he is amazing in my opinion. He does have a few problems with turnovers, making bad passes, bad shots, selections, all that stuff. But that's just something that's bound to happen. I'm not going to look too deep into that. But he's just a good player to have on your team. And the potential 6th man of the year, I don't believe he's going to win it. But I understand why people do. It's Thaddeus Young. I don't know why. But he's not all that. But he's just a good bench piece for you, because he's been doing this stuff for his whole career mostly. He did have a few bad seasons, but for some reason on the Bulls, he's just that backup that you need. And he did start a few times, and he played amazing. But I know Bulls fans are in love with him. He should be getting some 6th man of the year votes. I know he won't win it because that's going to Jordan Clarkson most likely, but it's just an interesting conversation to look at, in my opinion, and one you should be able to have. With the Bulls, I was just kind of surprised that this team actually did bad, because I believe acquiring their center in Nikola would have taken them over the spot, but it's just not worked. And if you run back with this team, can they make some moves or make some winning moves? I believe maybe. Nikola didn't have a full training camp, and with all this stuff going around, it was just bad timing, a bad situation. But I believe putting him on the Bulls should be able to help. Putting in All-Star is keeping Zach LaVine happy. He's your main piece you need. They're not going to win a championship, but their goal should be to make the playoffs, so to see progress. But I believe he is going to resign with his team, because it was a question if Zach LaVine was going to stay with the Chicago Bulls. But you can see they're starting to win. You can see when they got a new general manager, a new coach, they're making the right moves for this team and what they need. So